After my father-in-law's funeral, I thought the worst part was over. The grief, the exhaustion, the silence in the house that used to feel warm. I was wrong. You see, I had known my father-in-law for almost 20 years. He wasn't a man of many words, but when he spoke, people listened. He believed in responsibility, in loyalty, in doing the right thing even when it cost you something. My wife always said she was close to him, closer than anyone else. At least that's what I believed. The funeral was small. Just family, a few old friends, and neighbors who had known him for decades. My wife cried quietly, wiping her eyes with a handkerchief she had kept since childhood. I held her hand the entire time. I truly believed we were mourning together. A few days later, life began to move again, slowly, painfully. One afternoon, a letter arrived in the mail. It was thick, official. The return address belonged to a law firm. I assumed it was related to my father-in-law's estate. Maybe they needed a signature. Maybe there was some mistake. I opened it without thinking much. That moment changed my life. The letter wasn't about inheritance paperwork. It was divorce papers, filed by my wife. I remember sitting at the kitchen table reading the same sentence over and over, unable to understand it. She had filed before the funeral, not after. Before. My hands were shaking, not from anger, from confusion. When she came home that evening, I asked her calmly, "Is this real?" She didn't look surprised. She didn't look guilty. She looked prepared. "Yes," she said. "I was going to tell you." I asked her why. She sighed, like someone tired of explaining something obvious. "I need to think about my future," she said. "I can't stay in a marriage that doesn't benefit me anymore." Those words didn't sound like my wife. They sounded like a stranger. I asked her if I had done something wrong, if there was someone else. She shook her head. "No. This isn't about love." That sentence hurt more than anything else. Then she said something I will never forget. "You're getting the money anyway." I froze. "What money?" I asked. She looked at me for a long second. Then she smiled. My father-in-law had changed his will months earlier. He left me $250,000. Not her, me. She had known about it the entire time. Her father had told her. She explained it like it was a business decision. "If we stay married, half of it becomes mine," she said. "But if we divorce first, I don't have to share anything I already have." I realized something terrifying in that moment. She wasn't angry. She wasn't emotional. She had planned this, while her father was still alive, while he was sick, while I was helping him, driving him to appointments, sitting with him late at night. He trusted me. And somehow, he saw something I didn't. That night, I barely slept. I kept replaying the past few years in my head. The small arguments about money, the way she became distant when her father got worse, how she started talking about independence and new beginnings. It all made sense now. A week later, the lawyer handling the estate asked me to come in. He was an older man with tired eyes. He told me my father-in-law had been very clear. He said, "Your wife will be angry. She will feel betrayed, but this is my decision." He explained that my father-in-law believed I had been the one who stayed, the one who showed up, the one who never asked for anything in return. He said money reveals who people truly are, the lawyer told me. The divorce process was cold and efficient. No yelling, no tears, just signatures and deadlines. At one point, my wife asked me if I felt relieved. I told her the truth. "I feel like I lived with someone I never knew." She didn't respond. Months passed. I moved into a smaller apartment. Simple. Quiet. I didn't touch the money at first. It felt wrong to celebrate something that came from loss. One evening, I visited my father-in-law's grave. I thanked him, not for the money, but for the lesson, because he gave me more than financial security. He gave me clarity. I realized that love without loyalty is just a transaction, and some people are always calculating the cost. Today, I live differently. I value peace over appearances, truth over comfort. And when people ask me if I regret my marriage, I say this: I don't regret loving someone. I regret ignoring who they showed me they were, because in the end, the funeral wasn't the end of a life. It was the beginning of the truth.